scientifically, that the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth should inform public policy on this question. Now, 40 years ago, DDT, the only effective agent against the malaria mosquito, was banned, and you saw in that film what the effect of that ban was. Before the ban, the inventor of DDT got the Nobel Prize because he had saved more lives than anyone else in the history of the planet. Malaria, one of the greatest killers of children in the third world, had all but been eradicated. There were still 50,000 deaths per year. But when DDT was banned, by exactly the same faction that is now trying to tell us we must close down 5/6 of the United States economy, that figure is actually in the Waxman-Markey bill, that same faction banned DDT worldwide. The consequences on the slide there. The number of deaths went up from 50,000 a year to 1 million a year and stayed there for 40 years. 40 million people, nearly all of them children, died of malaria solely and simply because DDT had been banned for no good scientific reason or environmental reason whatsoever. And it was only after every single one of the people responsible for that dismal, murderous decision had retired or died that on September the 15th, 2006, Dr. Arata Kochi of the World Health Organization said, normally in this field, science comes second and politics comes first. But we will now take a stand on the science and the data, and he ended that ban on DDT and made it once again the front line of defense against the malaria mosquito, after pressure from me, among others. But the left, the environmental left, the intolerant, communistic, narrow-minded faction that does not care how many children it kills, is campaigning once again for DDT to be banned, because they do not want children to be born in the third world. They want as much of humanity as possible, it sometimes seems to me, to be wiped off the face of the planet. And there is a better way to control population than to withdraw the one effective agent against one of the world's biggest killers. And that is to raise the standard of living of the poorest. That has long been a moral imperative. Since the time of our blessed Lord himself, it has been a moral imperative that we help our lords the sick and our lords the poor. And we work for them, and we raise them up, and we make them healthy, and we make them wealthy. Because if we make them wealthy, then their populations will stabilize. This is something that every demographer knows perfectly well. Make the population wealthy and it stabilizes. Keep it poor and it will continue to increase. Make it poor if it was wealthy and it will start to increase again. And if the environmental left were really serious about saving the planet from a huge CO2 footprint, which, as I shall show you, doesn't matter at all, then the first thing they would do is pursue policies that would not, as the extinction of 5/6 of your economy would do, make you poor, but they would be trying to make everybody rich.